All right. First live. First, this is not the first collective read, but it's the first live. It's probably going to take some time for people to come in. So I'm just going to start out. I'm doing an all signs reading, like I said before. For every 12 subscribers on here, I do a all signs reading. This is the first one that is live. I'm going in the order of the vernal equinox. So pretty much you'll see the order. I'll tell you the order now, but obviously timestamps will be in the description box and the pinned comment below once this is up for your sign if you're going to catch this afterwards or not. But as far as the order of the reads go, it goes Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So, like I said, with that being said, we're going to start off with the general read for Aries, or what the universe wants Aries to know at this moment in time. Once again, this is for all of the signs. We're starting off with Aries. If you are interested in booking a personal read, check the description box. But without further ado, I gotta. My setup is. I don't know. It's the same setup as always. I don't know why it's being weird today. But let's get it started. Aries, what does the universe want you to know? All right. Dear God Spirit, thank you for bringing us together today. I come to you today asking, what do you have in store for Aries? What messages do you have for Aries? At least three cards, but you know best. What message do you have for Aries today? I'm going forward. All right. We got your cards right here, Aries. We start off with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Um, I believe the universe is telling you, depending on these other two cards, it's telling you that the scarcity mindset that you have is going to block your blessings, essentially. There are other things as well in regards to personal decision making that you're like that you're making, or whatever the case is, that is blocking your blessings, or can get in the way of blocking your blessings. But starting in this type of energy is a surefire way to get in the way of having your wishes fulfilled. And you're going to see why I say that. But your next card is, you have the Magician in reverse. Grand Rising, Jess. Thanks for tuning in. All right. So well, we're reading for Aries right now, by the way. So if it's not your sign, please be patient for your sign to come up. I'm doing a collective read, so every sign is going to get a reading today. But continue on with the Aries reading, Aries out there. So this is your next card, the Magician in reverse. So as I was saying, with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, a lot of, I feel as though your mindset is possibly getting in the way of your wishes being fulfilled. You might be going through some stuff right now, and you're like, okay, things aren't, going the way that I want them to. Well, this is you not living up to your fullest potential. You know, this is somebody who has the potential to make magic, essentially, within their lives, and they're not living up to their full potential. So what the universe wants you to know, Aries, right now, and you have one more card, so I'll get to that in a few. But the universe really wants you to know right now that all of what you desire it's really up to you believing in yourself and getting out of the first of all, your mindset, this lack of mindset, the scarcity mindset that you have. It could be regards to money, because again, the pentacles. It could be regards to other things in life in general, but it all starts with your mind. Essentially, it all starts with how you view yourself, your situation. Things don't have to be perfect. I'm not saying lie and say things are great when they're not great. But you have the magic, you have the ability to turn all that around with just a mindset change. It's going to sound cliche to somebody out there watching. The whole, your mind is, you could create things with your mind, sayings of that nature, right? But it's true, like, it all starts within your mind and how you feel about certain things. People gonna say, well, I want this and I want that, and my mind is, but you're not really putting out that energy. You say you want it, but again, you're not putting in. The magic is a part of using your actions to follow that. You're not, it's easy to say, I want this, I want $1 million, or I want this car, I want that, I want a house this big, I want. What are you going to do to get that, though? Because if you're expecting the universe to just throw it on your lap, or you're just expecting someone else to come along and do the work for you and then give you the things that you want, I mean, that's where you find yourself in the position that you are right now, where you're just at wherever you are in life, sulking and being upset that things aren't going your way when you're not really doing much. All right. But your last card, Aries, we do end on a higher note, as I was mentioning when I started your reading. Wishes fulfilled, you know, but the things that you have to do to get these wishes fulfilled is a lot. It seems as though the universe wants to let you know that there's a lot of internal work that must be done, along with the physical work that matches the internal mindset that you have, of course. But this is brand new opportunities coming in. So with brand new opportunities as well, you have the chance to put those wishes, those thoughts into actions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't fret too much, Aries. But what the universe really wants you to know right now is everything that you desire, all the wishes that you desire. It's, you have the magic within you. And as I always say with these readings, simply because a card might show up in reverse doesn't mean this type of energy isn't present. It's stronger when it's in this energy, and the same goes for when it's in an upright. When it's in this position as well. It's the strongest energy here, but you can do something to reverse that. So at the end of the day, like, just my advice to you, honestly, change your mind about where you are, like how, not where you are, but how you're going to go about creating this change. Again, you have the you have the magic within you, Aries. You know what I'm saying? That's what the universe is letting you know. So with that being said, yes, use that magic and create the life that you want for yourself. Okay? That was your read, Aries. Thank you for watching. Again, if you're watching live, or you're gonna check out, uh, once this is up, thank you. Again, going in order from the with the vernal equinox order, we are going to read for the sign of Taurus now. So anywhere in your chart, sun, moon, rising, or you just view for your sun sign, that is for you. But we are reading for the Taurus right now. What does the universe have in store for the sign of Taurus? Okay. Thank you, God, universe, for bringing us all together. Let's get this shuffle right. I come to you today asking for the message you have for Taurus. What do you want Taurus to know at this moment in time, right now? Okay, got your cards here. You got a couple cards. So, all right, Taurus. We start off with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So, it does seem as though, and I'm looking at the rest of your cards, you really need to get finances together. Like, honestly, a bunch of things in regards to just your emotional state, physical state as well, well-being. But it starts off with this. Getting your finances together, Taurus, is what you should be focusing on at this very moment in time. Um, that should be like everybody, any side, honestly, you know, who's got, and I'm talking about myself too, you know, whoever's got some financial issues going on, we should try to do our best to take care of that, you know. You have the 10 of wands in reverse as well. Now granted, again, you should want to get your finances together, but seek help to do it, because when you're in this type of energy, this is you trying to do everything on yourself, by yourself. You're doing it alone. You're burning out. This is burnout energy, and that's not going to help anyone. It's not going to help you get your life together. It's not going to help the people in your life who might rely on you, and it's not going to help the people in your life that you want to go out of your way to help out. I've stated in numerous of Taurus readings in the past where um, Taurus are, you know, can be very, very um, selfless in a way, and they like to do for the people that they love. You know, they like to go above and beyond for the individuals that they love. Uh, but you can't do that if you're burnt out, you know, and also you can't do it alone. Like, this is a Taurus moon speaking right now. Trust me, I know, like, I know the feeling of doing things alone and all this other stuff, but you can't do it alone. It's not, it's, you can't do everything alone. Let me just put it that way. That's something that I'm still learning. So it's not, it's no judgment here. It's something I'm still learning. But if you want to get help with, it's nothing wrong with seeking help with your finances. You know, you're in credit card debt. Reach out to one of the debt relief programs out there. There's many. You know, if you, if there's somebody that you can do some work for or something, you know, that can, you know, give you a little extra money on the side or something, anything that can, that's obviously, you know, safe for you, safe for your physical and mental well-being. um, Try that if that is the goal, to get out of your financial binds. All right, your next card is, you have the temperance card in reverse. So in regards to your troubles, if it is relative to financial troubles, it's because of your impulsive spending, desperation, and excessive spending as well. This doesn't come, this comes before your last card, but your last card isn't a pinnacle card, so I'm not going to say too much about it relating to your finances, but it could bleed into your the financial decisions you've been making. But I think this is more so you, because it can, it comes right after, again, the 10 of wands in reverse. This is more so you spending your energy, uh and eventually burning yourself out in areas of your life where it's probably not, you know, the most productive way of spending said energy, you know. Probably around people who don't know, who are very draining as well. People who don't necessarily pour into you as you should pour into yourself, or at least as much as you pour into them, you know. Um, and the universe wants to let you know that this is the time where you really need to be mindful of that. Be mindful that these people, this activity, it's not only, you know, having a damper on you getting your life together, again, whether it's finances or anything else, but it's just draining you in general. Again, I call back to the 10 of wands in reverse. It's draining you in general. You're burning out, just continuously on, continuing to be on this path, this road, these, hanging around these people who are just straight up draining, you know. Your last card is the Empress in reverse as well. So I really do think that it is people that is draining most of your energy. It's not necessarily a job. It's not, you know, other issues that might be going on in life. Sure, you know, being in debt, that's very draining. health issues can be very draining as well. But I think that what's really draining your energy and burning you out is the crowd you are around, the people you're around. Unfortunately, that might be family. You know you, Taurus, better than I know you, so you would know who these people are if it's applicable to you, of course. But like, it's really just, and when you're moving in this energy, it's you being dependent on other people to make you happy, to make sure that your life goes in general goes the way that you want it to go. And that's very dangerous for anybody, Taurus or not. It's very dangerous for anybody to depend on somebody else to make sure that their life goes the way that they want them to go. If you want a life that is very fruitful, whatever that looks like to you, when you hear that saying, or hear the word fruitful, whatever that looks like to you, if you're really going to allow somebody or give somebody control over your life, that much control, to where they're in charge of how fruitful your life is, they're in charge of, your day to day, that's it's very dangerous. Now I get it, there are situations to where like someone might not be as able-bodied as myself, maybe people watching, and they need to give away a level of autonomy or control to a caretaker, right? um you know um it's I'm not talking about situations like that. I'm talking about more so, what to do with your life. You know what you have to do to make things right. You know what direction you need to go, or at least you have an idea of where the wrong direction is. You might not know what's the next move, but you at least know which moves you don't want to make or which moves you did make, and you are like, I don't want to, this ain't for me. This ain't the outcome that I want. That stuff at the very least. And instead of again making the moves, and again you can seek out help. Again, this I keep calling back to this card. This is at the center of your. I don't have like the whole advanced camera setup and all that stuff, so I can't show you like a top down level of the cards, uh, which is why I got to keep picking them up. But as far as just where this card is positioned within your reading, Taurus, this is at the center of it. So at the center of all of the cards that you have here, um, I'm going to keep. That's why I keep calling back to it. Yes, the people that you're around are very draining, but there's something you can do about it, and you're too dependent on them folks, right? They're very draining, but there are people who can. I feel as though the universe, and I'm getting this message now, the universe is saying there are people you can depend on. There are people you can go to for help. It's just not the people in your immediate circle, probably. It's just not the people that you might be thinking of, even if they're not in your immediate circle. You might have people in your immediate circle who are very dependable, who can help out, who are also not draining folks. But the folks that you're depending on right now are some of the most draining, emotionally and probably physically draining folks in your life at this moment in time. And the universe is saying, if you want these things to change, you will have to change those people and change your circle. All right. I don't want to make it seem so easy, like, oh, just dump folks, cut people off, all that stuff. You use your discernment at the end of the day. And this is for all signs. That's what I try to get through with every sign. You use your discernment at the end of the day, whether you want to maintain the people in your life or not. But I'm just my job is to just let you know what energies are about. What energies are present. So that's what it is here. But that was your read, Taurus. Um, as I've said before, I'm gonna keep announcing it. So I'm going in the order of the vernal equinox. So at the first read was Aries. We just wrapped up the Taurus. Next, we have Gemini. We're reading for the sign of Gemini. You can look for your sun, moon, or rising sign. I'm doing all signs once again. Your choice on how you want to resonate with this reading the for this collective read. Let me put my camera back on me. All right, we here. Thank y'all for tuning in, liking all that stuff. Again, as always, if you would like a personal read, email in the description box. As always, and just be mindful of scammers. I'll never reach out to you. All right, how many cards is that? Let's try to at least get one more spirit. At least one more card for Gemini. But oh, you know best, and they drop two more. Jeez, all right. Okay. Okay, I'm seeing. Oh, you got a bunch of cards here. I thought this was one. This is actually three. All right. Some overlapping from the Taurus. Y'all see me shuffle. I'm gonna put this card here. All right. Maybe some of y'all have a Taurus in your one of your big three. We'll get to that in a minute, but we start off Gemini with, let me read this comment from Jess real quick before we start off. Thank you, Jess, for watching and commenting. God will bring strangers in your life when others don't support you. Absolutely 100. Woo! What a word! What a word! I know that all too well. I know that all too well. I'm going to get into a little bit about me before I continue to read for Jim. Sorry, Jim. I fast forward if y'all want to after the playback or whatever the case is. But yeah, that quote, that what Jess just said is absolutely right. I've been doing, just not even with tarot, just like my creative endeavors in general. People who who know me, like actually know me in person, they don't support what I do. I don't try to force things down people's neck. At like the same, I guess, relaxed way and tone I view tarot is how I view my other stuff. It's like if you're gonna like it, you're gonna like it. If you don't, you don't. Find someone else who's more of your taste. But I've had people within my life who will, either question why I do what I do, or, they'll look at what I'm doing and purposely not support it. One example, right? One example. I have a cousin, right? Now, granted, he did say something later on, but I have a cousin who, when I recently released one of my novels, it was crickets. No type of repost, no type of, hey, this is my cousin. Y'all go and support my cousin. He has another cousin who I guess is an author as well. Now, I never met this other cousin of his, but probably on the other side of the family. Y'all know how big families can be. He has another cousin, though, who uh, released a book as well. And this same cousin, who, again, crickets and everything, supported that cousin. All right. Again, never met this other person. It is what it is. But I've had relatives who would support friends doing the same thing that I'm doing. I've had other people in my life, and again, it's maybe it's a situation where it's like they checked it out and it's not necessarily their taste, right? It is what it is. Everybody have their own preferences, but I really do think it's deeper than that. I don't even think they've ever even checked out my stuff to have an opinion on it, whether they like it or not. It's more so how people view you compared to how they view other people. Um, and it's gonna sound cocky or whatever. I'm gonna say it anyways, right? And then we're gonna get into the Gemini reading, I swear. But there's a lot of folks out there, especially folks within your life, who unfortunately they want to see you do better, but not better than them. Um, and it's like that with certain people, not everybody. Certain people, they don't actually have a problem when they see someone do better than them. It's because they view that person still as someone who is, I'm gonna use this word, someone who's not a chosen one, right? So if they view you as a chosen one, or if they see that within you, they're not going to support you, unfortunately. And I'm not saying that's not everybody. Again, that's not everybody's family. Some people, I've met people who have the most wonderful, supportive family members that I'm looking at, and I'm like, sure, I have a big, huge family, but they don't support me like yours. Your family is half the size of mine, and yet these people are supporting you 10 toes down, everything you do, you know? But with that being said, it's really them, it's them. It's not you. It's not you doing something wrong. It's not you being a weirdo. It's them. It's how they view you. And again, it could simply just fall down to their preferences. Maybe again, going to back to the example of writing and publishing novels. Maybe you write a genre they're not into. It could be that. That doesn't mean that you then have to then switch up what you do. No, continue doing your art. What feels right to you is what's right to you. Because simply because, let's just say you write romance, and your family or your best friends and even close friends, they're not into romance. Okay, that doesn't mean nobody's into it's not into romance. You know what I'm saying? So you'll find your crowd. You'll find your people who are into what you put out there. All right. Yeah, I know it sucks that the very people that, the first people that you would want to support you in anything that you do, whether it's a creative endeavor or not, it could be, hey, I bought this house or I bought this car or whatever. The very first people you want to approve of are family. It's part of having the human existence. We want the approval of the people that we love, but we shall not allow that approval to shape how we feel about ourselves at the end of the day. It's called self-esteem, not their esteem. you know and unfortunately, like I was saying before, there are going to be people even within your life who they don't want to see you do better than them, whatever that means to them. Also, they don't want to view you as anything other than who you are to them: brother, sister, uncle, auntie, niece, cousin, whatever, mom, dad, son, daughter, whatever that title is. If they view you higher than that, then for some reason, I can't understand why, but for some reason in their mind, it means they have to then interact with you differently if you're not, you're not just the daughter anymore, right? Or but it's weird because you'll always be the daughter, and it's not like they have to. I don't know, man. I could go on a real tangent about this. Yeah, Jets got me going crazy, but nah. Shout out, thank you for that comment. It was definitely needed for sure. We'll continue with the reading for Gemini, or at least start it off. You start off with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. This is group conflict. So maybe that message, Jess, maybe that was needed because when you think about family, group conflict, it is definitely something that can happen. Not saying it happens all the time. Again, I've met people who have wonderful families, and even if you are conflicted with families, doesn't mean your family's not wonderful. It's conflict's inevitable. It's a part of having a human existence. It's how we come together after the conflict, or how we even deal with the conflict while in the moment, is what determines the strength of the family. But simply not having conflict at all is not what determines whether a family is strong or not. But with that being said, yeah, it does seem as though that maybe there's somebody out there, a Gemini out there with family conflict. It probably has to do with your desired goals, or how you see your life and how they want you to live. And I say that because again, you have the Seven of Cups showing up once again. Um, for you this time, this showed up for Aries. You might have Aries in your chart, but this is showing up for you in its position once again. But this is wishes, wishful thinking, which is being fulfilled, new opportunities as well. Um, that can be really, it just seemed as though now that I'm looking at these cards, Gemini, you might want to sit back for a minute and listen to the family. You can have your wishes, but just go about these new opportunities in a different way. Um, because the fam might be right, or they might be on to something. Let me say that way. I'm not going to say that they're right or wrong. Who's to say that until, things actually play out? But they might be actually on to something. Or this group, it might not be the family, but the group that you are around or you're with, they might be on to something as far as these new opportunities that's arising. Now, they're going to come, but I think there's a way, Gemini, where you should go about doing this. I'm gonna pick this up now, but it was your last card. I was gonna pick it up last, but you have the Hermit in reverse. I feel like, Gemini, you have the opportunity to go solo, but it's not going to work out in your favor. And what I mean by go solo, I mean in the sense of probably making money, uh, and it's not going to go in your favor. Like, there's false promises here. I'm really getting there are false promises here being made to you, Gemini. And I would, if I were you, I'd stay with the group, not to give up your dreams. You have a lot of dreams, again, which is fulfilled. You have a lot of dreams. You have a lot of desires for your life, but um, this is not the time to go solo. Your group might be on to something. There's going to be a reason. There's a reason as to why I feel as though you're being lied to. Um, you know, I'll just pick it up now since I'm going all. I usually don't go out of order. I'm trying to cover this card because the naked bodies. But the devil showed up and upright. Uh, whoever is possibly giving you this proposition of Gemini, you don't need that group. You don't need them. You could go alone. You could go at it alone. Gemini, I love you over here, but it doesn't seem like you're gonna be the Beyonce of the group. Now, that doesn't mean that someone else is the Beyonce. It doesn't mean you all can be Beyonce, but you all you got to stay with this group. You got to stay with this group because it seems as though they see something within this devil that you're not seeing clearly because you're kind of being too clouded by all of the things that you desire, all of the things that this devil is promising you in your life. You're not necessarily seeing straight, you know. Um, so I would personally like go back to the group and I would listen. At least, at the very least, you're gonna do what you want to do at the end of the day. But at the very least, listen to what the group is saying about this brand new opportunity. Because I don't think these people are like haters in a sense. They're not people that you're grouped up with and they're like, we don't want you to go solo because then you'll do better than us. It's not like what I was saying before, where there are people in your life that are like, sometimes they want you to do better, but not better than them, right? I don't think these people are that though. I really do think these people are looking out for your best interest, and they're more so looking out for your best interest than the interest of the group and saying, Jim, if you go solo right now, it doesn't look good because this individual you're claiming that's going to give you everything that you desire. If you leave us, they shady it in an M effort. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I would at least listen to what they have to say, and then of course you're gonna make your own decision at the end of the day. All right, here is where I was saying like you might have Taurus in your chart because here is where the overlapping energy from that last reading um, is coming into play. You have again the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. You know, if again this devil is promising you some stuff that is a straight up lie. You either going to end up in debt dealing with this devil, or they're going to if you think you're going to get out of it dealing with the devil, it's not going to help out. um at all. So be very, 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 very careful with this devil promising to give you the good life if you leave the group, essentially. All right. The Empress in reverse. Again, we just saw this. You are, again, this is someone who is pretty much too dependent on others as well. As I was saying with Taurus, um, you might be someone, excuse me, who is too dependent on the people in your life to make things happen for you. You know, you might be too dependent on this devil once again to make all your wishes be fulfilled. When in actuality, I think you need to have more faith in yourself, more faith in the people that you work with, that you collaborate with. Because when you move in this energy, you know what I'm saying? This is you devoting to progress with the people that you're working with. So the progress might be slow. It might not be as fast as this devil is helping you. Is well, not helping you, claiming to have for you. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I'm a. Can I cover this? All right. So you see the devil looming in the background, right? You know, they claiming I could get you this instantly if you move in this type of energy here. You know, you are someone. It's gonna take some time, but to get to here. But at the end of the day, you still going to get to that destination as long as you trust the people that you are working with. You trust yourself. You devote yourself to learning more. You devote yourself to the progress. You know, you do what the saying says, and you oh shit, that's not the you saw a little bit of a nakedness, but hey, hopefully the live don't get shut down right now. But you do what that saying is, trust the process, right? This is trusting the process. You know, this is you trust working with people and trusting that you all got this, you know? It did show up in reverse though, so I'm gonna put it back in a reverse energy. But again, just as I always say, simply because it might show up reverse doesn't mean that it is impossible to reverse that energy. Same with this devil card. I'm gonna make sure I properly cover up this time. you know, this devil in your life, whoever this individual is who is trying to get you to essentially leave your group and give you all this false promises, you can reverse that devil and be like, nah, you know, appreciate you too, Jess. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you. I'm really thankful for you for watching, commenting, all that. For real. But yeah, you can reverse this devil in your life and stuff, and make sure that they have no control over you. you know but it starts, not stops, but it stops when you stop depending on this individual to shape your life to for them to be the way that they are. It's okay to team up with folks, but when you're even when you're in a group, setting, you have to pull your weight. And when this shows up reverse like it did, this is also someone not pulling their weight. So, as I was stating before, I would at least go back and listen to the group. But also, what I would want you to do is make sure that if you decide to stay, that you make sure that you are absolutely doing 100% of your part, not 100% of their part, but 100% of your part in regards to how you're going to get your wishes fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do what you need to do. The progress might not be as speedy as you want it to be, but it's going to happen. But if you pull your weight, essentially, you're going to get what you want. This wasn't your last card per se, but I already showed your last card. Again, it was the Hermit in reverse, which to me, this is loneliness, rejection, isolation. And as I was saying before, um, the devil wants you to, again, go at it alone, but the universe is saying, don't do it. This is not the time for you to be in hermit mode or to go alone. This is the time for you right now, if you really want your wishes to be fulfilled, is to stick with this group. All right, whatever that means. Stick with the job, stick with family. Maybe you work with a group of people, you know, doing whatever work that you do. Stick with this group, and you'll see things progress in your favor. So the last actual card that I'm gonna show, but which was your third last, really. You have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So again, someone who isn't seeking help and then they burn out because of that. This happens when you work alone. You see this person; they're carrying those wands alone. 10 of them, all alone. They don't. You can tell by their posture that they're not in the best. They're not like super energized. They have there's you can make up all types of stories, but you can just looking at a picture can tell this is an individual who is overworking themselves. you know um Seek that help. Get again, rely on these people, rely on this group, and your wishes will be fulfilled. Now, I'm not going to say use these people to get your wishes fulfilled. I'm saying the universe is pretty much saying if you stick with these people, it's kind of like, I'm gonna say, this is sounding much like a loyalty test. Like the universe is going to bless you when you stay loyal to the people in your life, or these people in your life in general. The universe is going to say, okay, Gemini, you not only stayed, you stayed the course. Things was going slow, not as fast as you wanted it to be, but you stayed the course. You kept going. You also stayed loyal to these people. I'm going to now bless you because of the hard work you've been doing with them, with all these cups you want, all seven of them, you know? So, yeah, that is what I have for you, Gemini. That is what the universe wants to let you know. Just to, quick synopsize it. It's really to, this is not the time for you to, it's a couple messages here. First of all, whoever this devil is promising, uh, to fill your cups, or they're promising to give you things that they can give you, they're not going to give it to you. And in fact, you're either going to end up in debt, or they're going to you know put you further in debt. So devil is a lie, as the saying goes. But again, go back and listen to that group and hear them out. And if your mind is already made up and you're like, I didn't need to listen to the group, I just listened to some guy on YouTube, I'ma stay with y'all. Again, do it and not give up on your dreams. I am not saying, once again, to give up, be so selfless to the point where you're not thinking about yourself. No, think about yourself. As I stated before, even when you're working with a group, you can still only control yourself. Put 100% effort in your parts. Whatever that part is, put 100% effort into it. And the other two, or the other group members, should do their part. They should do their part in regards to making sure that uh, not only the group efforts are fulfilled, but I'm pretty sure they have their own wishes they want to fulfill. And if they don't half-ass their part, they too can have their wishes fulfilled. So that is your read, Gemini. Thank you for watching again, whether you're watching live or whether you're going to watch this during the playback. We are following the order of the vernal equinox. So we first started with Aries. We did Taurus. We just wrapped up Gemini. We are now on to Cancer. So if you have Cancer in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, you can pay attention to whatever you want. Identify with the sun sign, identify with the moon, identify with rising, all three. It's your choice. Once again, this is what the universe wants to let you know at this moment in time. We're doing all signs. Yeah. If you would like a more so personal read, you are able, once again, as always, to check the description box You can find that, find my email, shoot me an email, and I'll go over the packages, pricing. Excuse me, two packages, two prices, two different prices. We'll do all of that. Can y'all hear that cat growling out there? I just realized on Halloween too, of all days. First, it's a black cat, and it's got the yellowest eyes I've ever seen. I swear to God, it was the most Halloween shit I've ever seen in my life. I thought someone was playing a trick on me, and I'm like, no, this is actually a really stray black cat with yellow eyes. It's beautiful though. I'm not gonna front. It's the most beautiful cat, probably the most beautiful cat I've ever seen. But it was kind of freaky to see it on Halloween for the first time because I've been hearing it all, for a long time. Not all my life, but for a long time. I've been living out here all my life, but I've been hearing it growl far too often, right? Uh, and Halloween was the first time I've ever seen it in person. We made eye contact for like a good 2 seconds, and then it just went the other way. And I'm like, "You're the cat that's always growling," because it growled again. So it's like I recognize the sound. All right, but that's enough about me. We are with Cancer right now. We start off with the Queen of Pentacles, this time in upright. You know, Aries had this card, but in reverse. You have it in upright. Uh, so this is so you might have Aries in your chart, to be honest with you, because they also had uh, another card, your last card essentially. But this is someone who is financially secure, someone who takes control of their finances. You know, I'm gonna just pick it up. We going out of order. It don't matter. We already went out of order with some reason, other readings, but the Magician is upright as well. So, what I said to Aries was, if it's a problem with finances as to why they need to, it was either Aries or Taurus, and I'm already forgetting. But like, what you pretty much need to use the magic within yourself to make sure that get the outcome that you want in life. And it seems as though Cancer, you understand that with your finances here. In the center of this reading, though, which was the second card, you do have the Ten of Swords. Um, this is essentially a painful ending. And I don't see any other. I might pull maybe one, maybe two more cards for you. One at the top of the deck, one at the bottom. But I don't see any. This is all because this is the card of betrayal. I don't see anything that indicates it was someone in your life betraying you. Granted, you can't physically stab yourself in the back with 10 swords. That's just not, despite what the CIA might say, that is not how people commit suicide. But, as far as a self betrayal, we can do that. We can do things. We are very capable of betraying ourselves to the point where it might cause a ending of some sort. It might cause us to want to do better in life, to say, you know what? I'm sick of the financial problems. I'm sick of whatever issues is going on right now. I've been betraying myself, acting in this way. It's time for me to do something about it. It's time for me to use my determination, my magic, to create something better for myself, to create something that's going to, better my situation. Honestly, like I said, like these are the three cards that essentially jumped out for you, Cancer. I can pull one more for you. Why not? Let's see. Okay, so you have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So you have your pentacles in order here, but don't get too cocky with your magic to the point where you are now impulsively spending those pentacles. This is also the card of being greedy as well, where you might have done something. I'm not Gemini, Cancer might have Gem in your chart, uh, but you might have done something, Cancer, to where you're like, man, I'm making so much money. I want to do more to make so much money right now. And it's not like it's something that is, I won't say it's going to be a neg. I don't want to put a title of negative or positive, to be honest with you. But what I will say is, I don't think that the universe. We all love money. I'm just going to say it like this. All right, let me take a sip before. All right. Thanks to those who've been watching. Thanks for those who've been thumbing up. Some people might thumbs it down when I say this, but we all love money. I get that. I love money just as much as the other signs do. But do you really need all the money in the world? Do you really need, like, we all want to be millionaires, but do when you think about your life, Cancer, cross watcher, whoever is watching right now, when you think about how you envision yourself, how you envision your life, is $1 million really needed? If it is not needed, guess what? It's greed. If it's not a need, it is greed. That would have been the title of your video had this been a individual general read for the sign of Cancer. But if it is not a need, Cancer, it is greed. Now, this is not me judging you. This is me simply just saying you have the universe is telling you, yeah, you got the magic in you. You got the magic to make all the money you want. But there's there comes a point where we get so greedy to the point where we start to, especially with money, it gets to the point where we start to reverse the effects of what we desire to do with the money. Meaning, we get so greedy with it, we hoard it so much to the point where we get comfortable and we're like, we're never going to run out of money. So then we start to overspend it. And then once the overspending happens, you fall into debt. You can reverse this energy by with the overspending. You know, you can ruin everything that you've almost knocked down your cards. You can ruin everything that you work for, hard for. And people might not ever think of someone who is greedy with money being an overspender. But there's a level of arrogance and cockiness that comes with greed. All right, let me bring this in closer. There's a way of like arrogance and cockiness that comes with greed, as I've stated. One could be too greedy to the point where they believe they will never run out of money. So they start again to overspend like crazy. Even if you are like a money printer like the United States, um, you see the negative impacts of overspending and overprinting. Now, I'm talking to an individual person, not necessarily the United States government or whatever, or treasury. You know, we'll get into we won't have to get in too much into politics here, but I use that as an example just to say that be careful. Be careful with the magic you're using to make all the money that you want to make. You know, sure. Once again, do we love money? Hell yeah. Do we want to make a lot of money? Heck yeah. But truly think about the amount of money if someone were to just say an exorbitant amount of money. Do you really need all that? My answer is no. And that's not just my answer for me. I think that a lot of people, you don't really need as much money to live a happy, fulfilling life as an insane amount of money is, whatever an insane amount of money is to you. So I am going to wrap up that reading right here for you, Cancer. Um, but yeah, the universe, I think, really just wants you to know that you have the ability to create your life. It's kind of like with the message for Aries, and that's why I was saying, like, you might have Aries in your chart. The universe wants you to let you know that you have the ability to make your life up the way that you want to make up your life, fix your finances and things. But also, I think there's a reminder that you should be honest about how much money you need in your life at this moment in time, or just in general. All right. uh, because even more money, which, like I said, is a good thing, it's still greed. And greed can turn into a bunch of other things that isn't necessarily good, in my opinion, or high vibe, however you want to categorize it as. All right. So that was the read for Cancer. Let's put this back. Next, we are going to read for Leo, coming down. Well, we're not coming down to the wire, but we getting there. you know, we're doing our sign. We're doing a read for Leo. So if you have Leo anywhere in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, or you could just, again, identify with your sun sign if you want. Depending on what you want to do, that's how you're going to relate to this read, what the universe wants to say to you. Ooh, kind of a struggle to shuffle for you, Leo, but hopefully that doesn't mean much. God, universe, thank you for bringing us all together. And for those who will see this message when they need to see it, what is it that you want to tell our Leo brothers and sisters at this moment in time? They giving you a bunch here. That cat growling again. Y'all think I should feed that cat? I seriously was looking at it and was like, it doesn't look like it's malnourished. It looks like it's been well fed. Uh, but you know, it's a beautiful cat. I'm not gonna front. Okay. A lot of royalty here, Leo. A lot of royalty here. We start off with the death card. All right. Now, I like the death card. This is a transformation. This is new beginnings. This isn't the death of a Leo or whatever. This is not the literal death. Let me just put it that way. Um, I don't believe this card symbolizes literal death at all. That's just me. I don't know what the other readers been telling y'all. That's their business. That's their connection to their cards, their connection, their interpretation. But this is never a literal death. So whenever you see death in my readings, I'm not going to scare you and be like, go to the doctors because you might have cancer. No, like, sure, get checked up if you want to. But this is a metaphorical death, meaning that there's something in your life that's coming to an end. Simple as that, you know? And this is what this means. And to see this start off, your reading, Leo, it's very promising. Next, you have justice, honesty, fairness, clarity, justice. I mean, kind of explanatory, one of the more self-explanatory cards in the tarot deck. But I like this. I like seeing this for all signs. But for you, Leo, you being in this type of energy, it just seemed as though uh, it's going to do you well to do that. You might struggle a bit with some things, but justice will prevail. This might be a court situation, um, relating to something, Leo. Uh, Again, I'm seeing a lot of, like I said, royalty, uh, people taking their rightful thrones. The justice card, you see, how this beautiful individual is sitting on their rightful throne, and they're being, you know, fair, essentially, you know. But things will work out in your favor. It just seemed as though, like, yeah, things aren't going, like, there's going to be some bumps here and there. There are going to be times where your faith wavers, but it showed up in this position here. So I'm confident in saying that whatever the situation is, Leo, it's going to work out in your favor. Trust me. Especially this bottom row here. You know, I'll get to it in a few. It's looking very, very fruitful for you, as it's looking very, very well for you. Like, it's not going to be easy, you know, especially with this energy, but it's looking very well for you. We'll get in again to the bottom row, but you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So this is you pretty much being impatient, but also neglecting. Why can I not neglect? Why can I not say neglect? Neglecting. I get neglect. What is going on with me? Too? Why do I have a weird accent when I say neglecting? Now I sound regular. I don't know. I'm sorry, but like, you being and now I can't even say that word now. You neglect, and I can't say neglecting. That's weird. What's going on right now? I'm freaking the hell out. But nah, I just said, all right. So, but impatience is really, I think, what the issue is. As I was being impatient with myself, not being able to say a word neglect or neglecting. But this is, like I was saying before, whatever this situation is that has you in a, like, there was something that changed, definitely, because again, with the death card, there's something that changed, uh, and it might be issues regarding legal matters, and you're in the waiting phase, but you're being impatient about what's next to come. I, you know what I'm saying, would say, um, keep going, keep being patient. You know, it's tough. Like I was saying, it's gonna be some moments where you're like, yo, like, what the hell is going on? Or you're just feeling overwhelmed. We put it that way, right? It's this is overwhelming energy, and then you have the Four of Cups, which can in a way also be overwhelming energy as well. But not necessarily, like, this impatience and overwhelming energy has turned into you being so, I won't say indifferent in a way, even though this is the card of indifference, but I think it's more so with you. Like, I'll believe it when I see it. Essentially, this is the I'll believe it when I see it type of card, where, uh first of all, can I heart? Okay, I can't heart comments now because I want to heart the comment just made. Uh, but I can't not heart comments during a live. All right, but sorry for interrupting your reading, Leo. You know I love you, but that's you. You're in this phase after the impatient phase. You're in the phase of, I'll believe it when I see it. Maybe like a lawyer or somebody has contacted you and was like, "Hey, Leo, things are actually going to work out in your favor," but you're like, it doesn't feel like it. I don't see it happening, and I'll believe it when I see it. So it's like you're not in full denial mode, but you're not necessarily accepting the good news someone is saying is coming your way. Your next card, and this is where the bottom row starts, and what I was saying, things are going to go up for you. The King of Wands, um, this is someone who gets out of that rut of disbelief, especially disbelief in themselves, and they go forward. Someone with bold energy, someone who goes forward and faces challenges head on. this is probably the moment within this situation, whether it's legal or whatever it is. Leo, you know yourself better than I know you, of course, but this is probably the moment where you're realizing I ain't I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. You on your birdie back right now. And you were like, you know what? I ain't scared of y'all. You want to take things, forward in court. You want to go at it with the king Leo. Come on. I got my wand here. Let's do it. I'm going forward. I am not going to sit by and let you, put me in fear. I'm not going to let you cause all this confusion and you know, uncertainty in my mind. I'm going for it. You know, it's the type of energy I like to see, Leo, especially with you. You're a lion. Get up there. Not a cowardly lion as well. Your next card is the Ace of Pentacles. So as I was saying, like, you're going forward. You're going forward in life, and you're not allowing whatever this situation is. It could be court related to stop you from manifesting things that you manifest in abundance, essentially, because this is what that is. You're either using your creative prowess, uh whatever new venture that comes up, whatever visions you come up with. You're a visionary. This is the card of being a visionary as well. you know um thank you. Let me see if I can get your name right. I think it's Milky Haji. If I mispronounced that, I apologize, but thank you for subscribing and liking. Yes, I'm doing a collective read right now. I'm on the sign of Leo. Prior to that, I did, let me go in order: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Okay. So I am doing Leo right now. This is all readings, all signs reading. Appreciate you for subscribing and liking the video as well. Definitely, if you want to check out other signs. Oh, I was right. Okay, nice. Right on the first time. Nice. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So Leo, again, this is you branching off of the energy of the King of Wands, and you're taking control of your life and your situation, and it's going to work out for you. You might hit again a roadblock in a way, you know, um, where it just seems like, because Gemini had this sort of message as well, and Aries had this sort of message, I want to say, but definitely, well, not Gemini, sorry, Cancer had this message as well, where it just seemed as though the more money they make, the more superficial they become, and they start to overspend. And I'm going to go on a slight tangent for a bit. Um, Again, fast forward with the playback or whatever the case is. Sorry, Leo, but you know, uh, the reason as to why I believe a lot of signs are doing this thing where the more money we make, the more, I guess, superficial we become, and we start to overspend, is because we still have a part of ourselves that's very materialistic, and we need to, you know, we think that, okay, now that I'm making more money, especially during uncertain times that we are living in right now that I'm making more money, I can get all these trinkets and things that's going to bring me joy. And it's materialism in a sense that we think these things are going to bring us joy. It's not in the sense of we just want to show off to people and all this other stuff. It's literally just we think that the things, and I'm saying we because I'm included in, because I'm guilty of that mindset. We think again that the things that we uh, buy with the money that we're making, it's going to bring us joy. And the universe has been warning. It's I've been seeing this a lot with other general reads and stuff, but it was warning Cancer before, and it seems as though one of the warnings it's warning, it's saying to Leo right now is, uh, listen, like, yeah, you are going to do something that brings in more money, some abundance in your life. You're not going to be sitting around and waiting and letting this situation, whatever it is, the court situation possibly, you're not going to let it ruin who you are, or control your life. And that's great. But let's not be greedy. Let's not be greedy and superficial and materialistic, because the things that we get with our money that we're making, it's not going to bring us joy. We have to go within and find that joy, of course, and not allow material things to have a overarching effect on how we feel about ourselves. All right. So that was the slight tangent ish. It wasn't really a slight tangent. I think it's all relative, personally speaking. Your last card, Leo, is the King of Cups. So, and this is someone who is seeking wise. This is wisdom, but also someone who is able to seek wise counsel. Someone who's very understanding as well. You know, and Leo, I think that after this moment here, you I'm inclined to say this is you. This is one of the cards in the tarot deck. I always say where it could be somebody else as well. Um, but I think this is you seeking that wisdom about yourself, seeking that wisdom um, about just shadow aspects of yourself. Or again, you, after this superficial moment, you're like, okay, you know what, um I've worked too dang hard to go back to financial instability, or I worked too hard to go back to ruin things because of my materialism and superficiality. What I need to do is to go within and understand where that problem lies and what the real root issue is, because me buying all of these things is, it's not going to make me feel, but it's going to give me a temporary high, but it's not going to fix truly what the problem is. The King of Cups is not someone who's perfect. I won't say any of the kings or queens, any of the people in the tarot deck, I wouldn't say they're perfect beings, but they all have the aspects of them that make them higher spirits, essentially. You know, it's it takes a lot of not just wisdom, but a lot of spiritual intelligence, to go within and say, okay, here's where the problem lies within my life or within myself. Let me put it that way. You can say within your life as well. All right. But here's where the problems lies within myself. And it also takes a lot of intelligence to go and then that, um, seek out a wiser counsel if you feel the need to do so. So that has been your read, what the universe wants to let you know right now, Leo. Once again, if you're more so interested in a personal read, you're able to book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box of this video and every video as well. We are now reading for my sign, the sign of Virgo. So if you're just tuning in, whether live or when the video goes up, this is an all signs reading. Just to recap the signs I just read for, I just did Leo. I did Leo. Before that, I did Cancer. Before that, I did Gemini. Before that, I did Taurus. And before that, I did the first sign, which is Aries. So we are now on to Virgo. All right. We have Couple more signs left after that. You can watch for your sun, moon, or rising, whichever you feel compelled to do. You can watch for, all three or just all signs. And even if it's not a sign in your big three, whatever sign resonates with you at your moment at this moment in time right now, use your discernment and yeah, take that message as it resonates. And thank you, God, universe, is bringing us all together. I ask you to give Virgos the overall message you want us to know right now at this moment in time. All right, so we just got three. Boom, boom, and boom. Okay, so I'm a Virgo sun, so I'm listening to this message from the universe just as much as maybe another Virgo out there, you know. Uh, King of Pentacles is how we start off this reading here. So this is moving into a leadership position, leading with kindness as well. And when this shows up in this position, we might, not even might, this is a card of prosperity as well. What I wanted to say or was going to say was we might be the type of individual who shy away from leadership positions, but time and time again, and I'm speaking for myself, time and time again, if we want to prosper in life, we have to take on this position. Now, we don't got to be this. I think maybe the reason as to why some people, maybe a Virgo out there, but some folks shy away from leadership positions is because we believe that we then have to be an asshole. We have to be like this mean, terrible leader, where that's not in the rule book of what it means to be a leader. The King of Pentacles is a leader. He might be a reader too, but no, he's a leader, but he leads with kindness, that's not to say to be a pushover or some sort or anything, but it leads with, understanding and kindness to himself, to the people that he's leading as well. And despite what people might say, people like effective leaders or find leaders to be effective when they're people who are, what they would consider kind. You don't have to be a tyrant in order to lead people. Tyrants get killed. Nice leaders, kind leaders, those are the individuals where if someone were to try to kill that person, you have people, and I don't mean to sound grim or anything, but you have people willing to jump in front of the bullet, jump in front of the sword, jump in front of, put their own life on the line to protect their leader, their kind leader, simply because that individual did something, was kind to them. And, and when I say kind, I don't just mean said hi to me when they walked past me on the street. I meant like when you're a leader, you're supposed to do for the people that you're leading, especially if it's the people that put you in that position. You're supposed to do for them, and when you help their lives out in general, you're gonna have people who, again, will literally and figuratively speaking, put their lives on the line to protect you because you've done so much for them. You've done so much for them. And that's what a kind leader does, is they do for the people. It's not on some, I know more than you, I'm on this throne, and therefore I'm better than you. It's no, I'm here and I have a responsibility to you. What can I do for you? How can I use my power to make sure your life is better, to better your life? And not everyone is going to, what I'm saying? It's like when you think about the president, I'm here in America, right? We just had our election last night. We just got our results and everything, right? I'm not going to say people are happy. Not everybody is happy with the results, but even if, let's just say, Kamala Harris didn't win, there'll still be people who would be unhappy with that. I'm not saying she's a kind leader in this situation. I'm not saying Trump is the kind leader. I ain't talking about any of them. All right. None of them are Virgos. So it's like, I'm definitely not talking about them, but I'm talking about a Virgo out there. Like, this is the type of energy that you need to be moving in, you know? And I don't want to make it seem as though be kind because then people are going to protect you if someone tries to hurt you. No, you should do that because it's just the right thing to do, you know? But what I'm saying, when I brought that up, I'm saying that if your idea of a leader was, oh, all leaders are toxic, and therefore I don't want to be, and I'm talking to myself when I say this, but all leaders are toxic, and I don't want to be in a position to be a leader because I don't want to be toxic. Well, be the antithesis of all of that. Be the complete opposite of what a toxic leader is, or what you believe it means to be a toxic leader. You're now in a position to show, to prove yourself wrong, to prove everybody else wrong of what it means to be a leader by simply being the complete opposite of that, of a toxic leader. Let me put it that way. So we start off with that. We do, unfortunately, well, I won't say unfortunately, honestly, this is a fortunate card to see. The last card is kind of unfortunate. I want to know why we have that. But we have the, why am I blind? Five of Swords. Five of Swords. All right. We got the Five of Swords. So this is, stemming off of what a good leader does. A good leader knows when to compromise. This is the card of compromise. You know, um, this is, you don't necessarily have to like the people or like the compromise per se. You can have your personal feelings about it, but if you know it's for the greater good of the people that you're leading, you know, this is the type of energy the universe is like, listen, this is the type of energy we need to be in, Virgos. There's a compromise that needs to be had in order for us to be the effective leader that we want to see. So there's that. The last card, unfortunately, Four of Wands. I might want to clarify this, and this is why I wish I had to clarify that. But uh, you know, this is instability. This is not necessarily feeling welcomed as well. Uh, I'm kind of want to pull one more card just to see if we can, because I don't know. Oof, man. I'm gonna pull at the bottom of the deck too, because this this is kind of a weird reading for Virgos. Uh, at the bottom of the deck was the Page of Wands. Lack of direction, procrastination. This is the Nine of Swords, isolation, hopelessness, suffering. Um, damn, is this a situation where it's like we tried to lead people, we tried to compromise, and we still got viewed as an ineffective leader? This is why I wish I had, like, and I don't know if a clarifier deck would work it out. I just want it because I'm being greedy. But um yeah, I don't know if this is a situation to where, even if we are an effective leader, right? Even if we, in our eyes or some people's eyes, it's probably still not going to result in us uh in something positive, to be honest with you. I Or at least in this situation here. So this is kind of weird because Gemini, I was telling them they need to stay with the people, they seem to be grouped with, right? Maybe family. Here, I think the universe is telling us we need to separate. No matter how much compromising we do, these people aren't, they're not going to be satisfied. No matter, things aren't, and it's not even just them. I think we are going to be unsatisfied because we're not going to feel like we're being our true selves. We're not going to feel like we're truly being welcomed. We're not going to feel like we are, you know, living, again, being our true selves, I think. And as a Virgo, one of the most important things to me, if not the most important thing for me, is for me to feel like I am expressing myself. I'm being myself. I am who I am, you know? Uh, because when I am not in that, if I feel like I got to be someone else or do something else, I'm up all at night. I do feel hopeless. So this is this is probably like a grim slash much needed grim message for the Virgos out there, but I think the universe is telling us, and again, you apply it however it is in your life. I'm just taking this message as the universe saying, go. You can't lead these people the way that you tried to lead them with kindness, and it's not going to work out in your favor. You tried compromising, and it's not going to work out. But instead of being a tyrant, what you need to do is leave this situation, you know? Um, and you need to go forward. And we probably need to go in hermit mode. I don't see a hermit or whatever. Um, I'm gonna pull another. Why not? Just because I can. Okay. So we have the Page of Swords. Okay. This is someone who is vigilant, exploring their curiosity as well, but also staying very vigilant to their surroundings. Um, we need to explore. It seems as though we need to explore other options for uh, if we want to stay in a leadership position. The people or the group or the organization, this is doesn't seem as though this is the place or the people that we need to be led. They don't want to be led by someone like us, essentially. And it's going to sound cocky when I say this. It is what it is. They do not deserve a leader like us. They don't want a leader like us. People get what they deserve. They vote for if the outcomes they get is what they get, it's because they voted for that outcome. Despite them might saying we don't want this to happen, but you voted for a politician who has shown with their actions they're willing to do the exact thing that you say doesn't want to happen. The thing that hurts you the most, you are willing to vote for that politician. So you get what you vote for. If the politician doesn't go or the leader doesn't do as much as you want them to do or you wish that they did, and yet they have a track record of not doing as much as they could possibly do for the very people they represent, and you still voted for them, you still put them in a position of power, you got what you vote for. But I just mentioned that just to say that in regards to what's going on with Virgos right now, and if you're just tuning in, I am on the sign of Virgo, or we're doing the all signs reading. Before I did Virgo, I did Leo. Before that, I did Cancer. Before that, I did Gemini. Before that, I did Taurus. And then I started off this read with the sign of Aries. The playback will be up as soon as this live is done. So, and I will try to leave timestamps. If anyone could try to do that for me, that'd be great. That's probably something I do later on within the day, to be honest with you. But I'll try to include timestamps for you to uh, click on if your sign is has already been read, or if you just want to click on the other signs as well. You could watch for your sun, moon, or rising. Either or, however you see fit. This is what the universe has to say to you right now. But to wrap up to the Virgo reading, um, it just seemed as though that our way of leading, like we shouldn't change who we are because people don't like it. And I feel as though that is the overall message the universe is letting us know is go where you will be accepted, not where you are tolerated, and definitely not where you're hated. You know, we tried being this type of individual, someone who leads with kindness, and we tried being someone who is willing to compromise with folks who don't necessarily agree with our tactics. Yet it's still not working. It's still not working. And at the end of the day, we're still hurt by the compromises. These people, we didn't change their minds. We didn't get the people to change their minds and stuff. So it's time for us to start exploring other options or exploring other groups, other people who would possibly like the type of leader that we are, or just accept you for who you are. As simple as that. That's what I have for us, Virgo. May we do well on this journey going on here. That is what the universe has to say to us. Let me take a sip before we get into the next sign. Thanks for those who've been watching, hitting the thumbs up, subscribing as well. If you are in or interested in a personal read, you can find my email in the description box. Once again, you could just shoot me a message, and we'll go over the packages, pricing, and all that good stuff there. Next, after Virgo, I am reading for Libra. So if you have Libra in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. Or if you just want to watch for your sun sign or again, all three, it is for you. Whatever you want to do. You might have Virgo in your chart. We just saw that card. Okay. Okay. Seeing these two cards a lot as well. Other signs got these other two cards, but we start off with once again the Five of Swords. This is compromise as well, as I was saying with Virgo. That's why I mentioned you might have Virgo in your chart. But it just seems as though it's not. It's weird. Compromise is not looking. It's not. The universe is telling us to not compromise on things. Like it just seemed as though a compromise is not working in our favor. Usually, when people tell you to compromise, or when we talk about compromise, it's a good thing, of course, right? Or supposed to be, right? Where it's like you can't always get 100% of what you want, but you can try to figure things out so that the other people or person you're compromising with is happy, but you're happy as well. You might only be happy with 20%, 30, 40, 50 even percent of what this new deal is. But yeah, I mean, the universe is saying Nah, you need 100% satisfaction on what these things are, because compromising isn't going to work in your favor. Interesting. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. This did show up for two other signs, but upright, not in reverse. It is showing up reverse for you, though, Libra. Um, this is you being distracted, essentially. And then your last card is actually the Magician in reverse. Wasted potential, wasted your magic, essentially. Um, I think that you're allowing this situation here, this like I was saying, like it it really seems like I'm gonna say it anyways, like compromising is not good right now. You take it, you if you want to apply that to your life, no matter your sign, Libra or not, that's up to you. But it's not necessarily something that, is going to benefit you right now. Um, because with you, Libra, compromising is leading you to not focus on your purpose, because this card of purposelessness as well. You compromising on whatever you're thinking about compromising on, or you just compromising in general, is causing you to not focus on your purpose, and then in turn for you to not live up to your full potential. You knew, you know. Um, this is also the card of trickery, but I think you're falling into trickery rather than you being someone who is devious. I think this compromise, and it's not that compromise is a bad thing, it's who you compromise with that can be a bad thing. What you're compromising can be a bad thing. Let's just say you have a set moral code, right? Everybody has one, or everyone should have one. Let me put it that way, right? Let me just throw this stuff on the bed like with everything else. But nah. Um, you have like a moral code, and yet you compromise on it. That's not an example of compromise being a good thing. And then there's just other things as well where you might be compromising with people who you really should not be teaming up with and compromising with, or trying to appease to them in any way, shape, or form. These are people that should not be appeased to, you know. Um, but with you, Libra, it just seems as though whatever this compromise is, it's it's losing your focus on whatever your passion is, your purpose in life is, what you feel it is. You know that, of course, and you're wasting all of that time trying to not be in this energy. Now, this is someone who is, you know, uses intimidation to get what they want. Feel however you want to feel about it, but there are times where we need to be in this energy, and that's the really like one of the cool things I'm going to say about tarot is we as spirits having a human existence, we've been so programmed to put good, bad on everything. And I'm still guilty of this. So I'm speaking for myself when I say this. But we put the title good or bad on everything, right? One would say this is bad, like someone who uses intimidation to get what they want, winning at all costs, right? Someone who uh, either will use violence. Now, I'm not, even with that, I'm still not going to tell you, Libra, use violence, get what you want. So you could reverse this energy here and this energy here. I'm not saying be violent with folks, right? What I'm saying is whatever these folks or this person is trying to get you to compromise on, it's not worth it. And you have to stand your ground and let them know, no, I will not be compromising on this thing. I'm going to either get it, you're either going to give it to me, or I'm going to take it. All right. Now, I know that sounds crazy. If you a creep out there, I ain't talking to you. Don't try to use this as an excuse for you to be a creep and go out and start raping folks. No. What I'm saying is this has to do with somebody who, they, your purpose in life is dependent on this thing this individual wants you to compromise on. But you being in this type of energy obviously is why, this thing in life, whatever that purpose is, you keep moving in that energy, it's not going to happen. And that person, I'm getting the sense that that individual is not someone who is willing to do the same for you, Libra. Compromise their own purpose, their potential, whatever they want, their dreams, their desires. They're not willing to do the same that you are displaying that you're willing to do for them. I highly doubt. I don't get that. I am not getting that energy here. I'm not getting that message from the universe that this person that you're compromising for, once again, is willing to do the same for you. And meaning, given the opportunity, they're going to do the complete opposite of what you're doing in this situation. They are willing to fight for what's theirs, what they feel is rightfully theirs. They're willing to intimidate you and others in order to get that. The universe is saying to you, you need to be the one to go out and fight for your purpose, to fulfill your wishes. Use that magic. Be in determination to get that. That's what the universe wants you to do, Libra. So that has been your reading as to what the universe wants from you right now. Hopefully this helps out. Thank you for watching. Whether you're watching live or you're going to catch this when this is up, I just did the read for Libra. If you are tuning in, thank you for the person who's tuning in. I just read, you just saw Libra. Before that, Virgo. Before that, Leo. Before that, Cancer. Before that, Gemini. Before that, Taurus. And we started off this live with the sign of Aries. We are now on the sign of Scorpio. We are also in Scorpio season. So, with that being said, if you are a Scorpio and you have a birthday coming up, I do free reads for birthdays. All right. So you can still book one now, a free read for your birthday, even if it's not your season. Just you'll get that reading on your birthday, obviously, not now, not during someone else's birthday. But since we are in Scorpio season, I would like to remind the Scorpios out there that, if you would like to have a personal read with me and your birthday is coming up, you are able to book one for free. Okay. Now, obviously, it's one free read per year because you only have one birthday a year, and this is for all signs, not just the Scorpios. But since we're in Scorpio season, when we were in Libra season, I was telling the Libra it's the same thing. So, we need at least one more card. Spirit. I thought I pulled 3. Sorry. All right. We pulled 3 now, or at least more than 3. So it is what it is. But yeah, if you are having a birthday coming up and you would like a free reading, hit me up. You can find my email in the description box of this video and every video as well. All right. So happy birthday to any Scorpio that may have passed. Again, if it passed, you did miss the opportunity to get your free read for the rest of this year. But obviously, once your birthday comes around in 2025, God forbid you die, God willing, you're still alive. Of course, you're still going to get that reading from me. Uh, God willing, I'm still alive. And you know what I'm saying? Let's get out of death talks. Let's start off your reading, Scorpio. Once again, we start with the Seven of Swords. Swords are coming out today. You don't have a lot of swords here, but it's branching off of that. Last reading they had the swords card. But this is someone who has ulterior motives. Someone willing to betray folks to fulfill these ulterior motives. Scorpio, man, I'm looking at the rest of this reading and it doesn't seem like it is someone else. You do have the potential to, I guess, usurp this type of energy here. Um, but you, like every sign, has a desire for something in life. But not every sign moves in an energy like this where you're willing to, and I'm going to use this because you're a Scorpion, that they're willing to sting people in the back in order to get the desires that they want. So, take that as it resonates with you, Scorpio. That's what I'm gonna leave that right there. You got a couple more cards, so let's get into it. You have the Nine of Wands, resilience, courage, but also do or die. Now, there's nothing wrong with resilience or courage. Those are my two favorite words. Do or die can be something that is admirable as well. But if it's do or die mixed with this situation here, when you have like ulterior motives, I get kind of worried seeing this card. Normally, I don't get worried seeing this card. As worried as this individual looks, like look at their face. They looking like whoever comes over here, they're getting whacked. I don't care. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they're getting whacked. And if this wand breaks, I have 8 other wands to come, and they're getting whacked because I this is my stance, but seeing this card after this card, it's like, what are you going to do, Scorpio? Like, what do you plan on doing? The betrayal of somebody to get this thing, whatever this thing is. Um, as I stated before, we all have desires in life, but they're just certain things. And it was one of the signs I was reading for where I talked about greed is, will ruin your life essentially, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think that was for Cancer or Leo. I know it wasn't for Libra, just did that. I know it wasn't for Virgo. I think it was Leo. Either or. Uh, we all desire things in life for sure, for sure. Yeah. But there are just certain things, me personally speaking, that's not worth sullying your reputation for in order to achieve. And things that can sully your reputation is betraying people, is using people, having ulterior motives, and not being forthcoming with your motives, your intent when it comes to certain people, when it comes to certain things. These things can sully your reputation. So, despite whether you achieve those things or not, me personally speaking, it's like when you have that sullied reputation, I'm not saying you should base your entire life on what other people think, but it's more so how you view yourself at night. How you can you lay down at night knowing you did this thing to achieve whatever you wanted to achieve? You might be okay with it. Me personally speaking, I wouldn't. Next, you have the Knight of Swords. So, again, this is something just like with the Nine of Wands, can be viewed as a very ambitious uh, card to have in your reading. But when both these cards, these energies are preceded by, once again, the Seven of Swords, it becomes worrisome to me, you know. Uh, Not every card is going to have me worrying, though, because then you do have the Six of Swords, you know. Um, this is someone who is moving forward, moving toward the right path or the righteous path. Um, you know, Someone adapting probably to adapting in general, and this could be you, Scorpio, adapting to a change that is, I guess, less egregious. Less vindictive, less betrayal like. You're adapting to, okay, I'm still going toward this thing that I desire, but I'm not going to do it this way. I'm not going to do it in a way that betrays people. And I feel like there's a Scorpio out there for some reason that's like, dang it. Like they're upset that they have to do things differently. Like they're upset that they don't have to be a shitty individual. But they're going to do it, but it's kind of upsetting to them, or it's not something. I guess it's not. How can I say this? It's not what they feel as though is the path that they want to do, because the way that they were going to do it at first may have worked in the past, or it's what they feel as though is the better way, right? Um, you feel however you want to feel about it. And that's, you do have the temperance though, you know. So things do get a bit more peaceful, you know. You're kind of wrestling, and I feel like Scorpios do this a lot, or at least I see this a lot in the Scorpio readings, or a few times, if not a lot, where y'all wrestle with the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder. Now, the devil card didn't show up in this reading for you at all, and I'm not going to pull another card to, you know, see if it shows up. But I feel as though, starting with, again, the Six of Swords, and then you have this as well, and even the two cards that came before it. It just seemed as though you are someone who is battling with this idea of, I have to do right by folks, and I have to do whatever it takes to get what I desire. Like I said, angel on one shoulder, devil on the other shoulder. Next, you have the Page of Pentacles. So, in reverse. So, again, this is part of the devil that is telling you that, well, I won't say this is part of the devil. This right here, even though this isn't your last card, it's kind of really encapsulates why you do what you do, why you feel as though you got to be in this type of energy here. This is someone who has unrealized potential ability about themselves, someone who doesn't necessarily believe that they can uh, achieve things that they desire, someone who doesn't believe in themselves, right? And I feel like a lot of your lacking belief in yourself has you in this energy here, to where you are like, okay, I got to move this way because that's how I get things done. When in actuality, you can get things done by not being this, uh, vindictive type of person. But you don't believe in yourself enough, so you don't think being non-vindictive is the route to go. Which is why I was saying before, it just seems as though, with, yeah, you're exploring the non-vindictive route, and you probably see a little bit of forward movement, but it might not be moving as fast as it is when you are being vindictive. But therefore, you're like, this shit sucks. Being this way sucks. Being nice sucks. You know, why am I listening to the angel? This shit sucks. Last, you have, I'm gonna try to cover it. You have the judgment card in reverse. Exactly what I was saying with the page of pentacles in reverse. It's someone who is pretty much insecure. And this right here is self-loathing, very self-critical, lack of introspection as well. You know, uh, your issue, Scorpio, if I were to, well, I am right now, but your issue is not the fact that it's not your ability, like your lack of being able to do something or whatever the case is. Your issue is you don't believe you can achieve the things that you want. Wherever you're trying, whatever you're trying to achieve, wherever you're trying to go, you don't believe you can do it without being this type of energy, without being someone who is capable of betraying folks. Folks can click off, be upset about it. This is the energy out here. The this whole lack of, and you see this happening with a very famous Scorpio, uh, Drake. You know, is he a Scorpio? I believe so. But you see that type of energy where you're not like your insecurity is what's holding you back the most. And instead of being introspective about it, you still want to be someone who is very vindictive. You know, someone you want to be the bad guy so bad because you think that is the way to go. That is how you're going to achieve the things that you want. Nah, absolutely not. It's not going to work in your favor at all. You know, the universe is saying your life will continue the way that it is going right now because you're not going within and being introspective and saying, listen, I need to grow, I need to do better. You're so stuck in being this type of individual because you feel as though you got to be that. That's the only way you can be because you don't have faith in yourself, honestly. That's what it really boils down to. You don't have faith in yourself, so you got to front like you have faith in yourself. Again, judgment card in reverse. I feel like if I continue talking to you, Scorpio, I'm going to be beating a dead horse when I say introspection is your best friend. This isn't the first time I've had to give you a message like this. This is literally the second, if not third time this year alone where I've had to give you a message like this, where it's like you need to stop thinking that this whole tough guy route, this asshole route, this bad person route is what's going to get you ahead in life. But you're going to do what you want to do at the end of the day. This has been your general read, what the universe wants you to know right now for the sign of Scorpio. If you end up watching this, if you end up tuning into this, or you watching this, right after it is posted, I'm doing an all signs reading every 12 subscribers. I do all signs read. So, my math was a bit off. I ain't going front. I've got 40 subscribers now, if not 41 subscribers now. I was supposed to do this at subscriber number 36, but we here now. So we got more than 12 or more subscribers. The signs I've already read for. I just did Scorpio. Prior to that, I did Libra. And then before that, I did Virgo. Before that, I did Leo. Before that, I did Cancer. Before that, I did Gemini. Before that, I did Taurus, and we started off this reading with the sign of Aries. We are going in an order of the vernal equinox. So we went from the first sign all the way to what we just did, Scorpio. We are now on to Sagittarius. So if you have Sagittarius in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. You can watch for your sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign, whatever you feel as though is, you know, resonating with you, or you can cross watch if you want as well. Once this is posted up, I will have the timestamps for each sign. I'll work on that. That's might be a little bit later on within the day, because as soon as I finish this live, I do have to head out. If someone wants to leave the timestamps in the description, I will not in the description, but in the comments. I would love if you did that for me. But if not, just be patient with me, please, and I'll have the timestamps up definitely later on by the end of the day. Once again, we are on the sign of Sagittarius. Have it anywhere in your chart, sun, moon, or rising. Okay. So we start off with the Five of Wands. Similar to like the emotion of compromising, but this is I feel like this is more positive than a compromise of some sort. This is avoiding conflict, cooperating with your group members or team members, family, whoever you're cooperating with. And at least in this reading here, it does seem as though cooperation is key to bringing in something fruitful within your life, Sagittarius. There are some things here that are a bit alarming, a few things honestly, but I don't think this energy is. I think it's just going to be a situation where you have to take time to realize that um, this move that you should make, or at least the universe is saying you should make, it's not going to do you wrong. All right, compared to the other reads today, where it seemed as though compromising did folks wrong, it doesn't seem like that's the case for you, Sagittarius. Next, we have the King of Swords in reverse. So someone who is ultimately a bad leader. Whether you're leading this group, or you're the leader of this group, or apologize, but you're the leader of this group, or you are leading yourself. You're not. I'm going to say it's a group setting, because again, we just saw the Five of Wands. I think that the reason as to why this energy is even present, right? Because when it's like this is group conflict, tension and stuff. But it showed up like this, meaning that that's the stronger energy, but you still have the energy, you still have the potential to cause conflict here. But nonetheless, Sagittarius, you might not want to hear it or not, you're not necessarily an effective leader. And if you want to show if you want to show how good of a leader you are, sometimes it takes you saying, I am not ready to lead. And I feel like that is what the situation is right now. It's, the universe is, with this situation here, especially, you're not necessarily within this group, you're not necessarily ready to lead yet. But it takes the first step in being a good leader is to acknowledge when you're not a good leader. you know, um, it's not a situation to where you're just going to claim I'm a good leader because X, Y, and Z, or just scream that you're a good leader and then not show it at all. Um, it's going to take, time for you to get there. I don't think it's going to take much time, but it's going to take some time nonetheless for you to get there to that leadership position that it seems as though you desire. Um, but right now, it's just not the moment, as what the King of Wands in reverse is saying. All right. Now, I got to cover this card. Um, Scorpio just got this card. You might have Scorpio in your chart. Uh, this is the Judgment in reverse. So, someone who's very self critical, but also someone who lacks introspection as well. If you want to be viewed as an effective leader, Sagittarius, part of that is not only just admitting to when you're not ready to lead, but it's also being able to go within and acknowledge things about yourself that might be off-putting to the group, that might be off-putting in general when it comes to a leader. You know, you're not always going, in the Virgos got a leadership type of rule in there. They got the King of Pentacles, right? So this is yet another read. You might have Virgo in your chart as well, but this might be uh, another read in regards to what it means to be an effective leader or not. Um, but for you, Sagittarius, this is the card of, well, at least what I'm seeing right now is the universe saying now's not the time for you to lead. You need to do a lot of work before that happens. Introspection is one part of it. Being able to allow others to lead, which is this energy. You are being a great team member, and you're like, you know what? Maybe I'm not ready to lead right now, this group, but I still am a part of this team and I could do my part. Like, so you're able to lead yourself, but to lead the group, you're not ready for it right now, Sagittarius. And when I say right now, I literally just mean like at this moment in time in your life, at this period in your life. Not saying you will not never be ready to lead. I'm saying right now for a reason, you know? You have the 10 of Pentacles. So, family, affluence, tradition. This is where I say that if you do the proper work, this is that leadership role that you want, that you desire. This is where you can lead your family into financial wealth, your family in general, safety, happiness, abundance in your life, in the life of your family. If you do the work, is what the universe seems to be trying to get to you. This is where you need to focus your leadership efforts in, essentially, your family. Not this group, this group here. I don't think these people are family, or at least the family you created, your husband, wife, kids, whatever that looks like for you. But this feels more so like a group of people who you're not necessarily, romantically involved in, right? Or have a loving relationship with. You might love them for who they are, but you don't love them like you love your partner and you all's kids, or a step, you know, a grandmother or a grandfather or a mother-in-law, a father-in-law, whoever, right? You don't love them, your dogs even. you know, you don't love them like that because they're not family like that. They're a different type of family. They're a different type of group. Even if you even call them family, but they're not family, you know? And the universe is saying, focus on leading your family, Sagittarius, not this group. I think that's what is coming along here, but you're so focused on You're probably, yeah, you're focused on leading your family as well. Showed up upright, so I think that energy is strong there. But I think you want to have full control over this group as well. You know, or there's a part of you that does, not that you truly do, because again, this did show up reverse. So this is you acknowledging, okay, this is cooperation. This is me understanding. Listen, I might not be the leader of this group, you know. Um, and again, this is you, you know, being an ineffective leader, and the universe wants to let you know, listen, this ain't the group that you need to be leading. You need to be leading your family into this financial abundance, happiness, affluence in general, right? Your last card is the death in reverse. Um, and this is fear of change. This is what could happen if you don't go within, Sagittarius. As we saw with the judgment card, lack of and introspection. If you don't go within and acknowledge where you need to lead and where you will be an ineffective leader, the changes, the positive changes, at least in your life, seems as though the universe is saying won't happen. Focus on being a leader within your family. You know, yes, work together with this group, with these people, but you're not the leader. You're not the leader of them. You're not the leader of this group. You're just not. There's no insult to you. I know before in the reading I was saying that you're not ready to lead the group yet. Now I'm going to change my tune a bit now that I've read all the cards. I don't think you're meant to lead that group at all. Not to say you're not supposed to be a leader. Again, you have your family here. This is the group of people you're supposed to lead. Yourself and your family. And this is where you need to focus your leadership efforts in. Now, like I said, all of it now instead of some of it. All of your efforts in being a leader is to lead your family into happiness. You lead your family into, you know, a wonderful, beautiful, abundant life. That is where all your leadership efforts should be focused on, not this group effort over here. You might want it bad so much because the King of Wands signifies that you want it bad. You want to lead that group so bad. But the death card is saying this is not going to get you anywhere. You want to lead that group so bad, you're not going to get anywhere in life. You know? So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. Again, that is what the universe wants to let you know. If you are just tuning in, I'm doing an all signs reading. I read for number of signs before Sagittarius. Before that, I did Scorpio. Before that, I did Libra. Before that, I did Virgo. Before that, I did Leo. Before that, I did Cancer. Before that was Gemini. Before Gemini was Taurus. And I started off this live with Aries. So if you've missed your sign, I will have timestamps in the comment section. Once I, settle in for the day and get off this live, please be patient in that matter. Or someone can leave it down in the comment below and I will pin that comment there for timestamps for the signs, all the signs, of course. All signs reading, once again, you can watch for your sun, moon, or rising. We just did Sagittarius. We are now on to Capricorn. We're getting down to the wire. Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising. You can watch for either your sun sign, your moon sign, or rising sign, whatever you feel as though is relative to you. cross watch if you want. If you would like to book a personal read, you are able to do that. You can find my email in the description box. These are the cards that jumped out. Shoot me an email, and that is how you can book a personal read with me. Okay. All right. All right, Capricorn. We start off with the Ace of Cups. You know, um, it's gonna be a bunch of love coming into your life right now. Which seems pretty well. Who I guess depending on the individual, of course, some people might not want more love in their life, but for you, this isn't just because you got another love card, I guess we'll get into, but you have this is a love for like a new venture, a new thing that's happening for your life, not necessarily a new person coming into your life, but like I said, you have a lot of love coming in, which means not just love for what you do, but probably love for someone else as well. It's not your next card that symbolizes that, but the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So this does symbolize a group conflict. Now, I don't think this is a conflict with a lover well, honestly, let me take it back. You can tell I'm getting tired, but yeah, it might be a conflict maybe with a lover. Um, you know, maybe with the lover's family, maybe with it's more than one. This is conflict with more than one individual, but uh, again, the lover's card, I'm gonna just say it does show up here, but not in a position that symbolizes like new love coming in. But nonetheless, the Ace of Cups does, like I said. Um, but it's more so like you need to what will bring in the love with this new partner is if you were necessarily pulling your weight. It seems as though when you see this card, this is someone. um Let me stop. Oh, thank you, Milky. Thank you for watching, and thank you uh for that wonderful comment. Really, thank you are all true story, man. Thank you for watching and subscribing as well. Um, but yeah, as I was saying before, Capricorn. So I feel as though this situation here that might be causing a tiff in your love life, I'm just going to say, is because you're not necessarily doing something in your relationship or for your partner that you could be doing, you know? Um, and instead of I don't see a card that symbolizes introspection, but still, just because you don't have that doesn't mean that you shouldn't practice introspection at all. Um, but I don't see that being a part of your reading here. But you do need to practice it because it's not going to do you any harm in regards to your love life, in regards to the things that you love in general. All right. The Empress in reverse is someone who, this showed up for a couple other readings as well. Um, but I'm going to go with the definition of insecurity. With their readings, it was more so of the being too dependent on other folks. But insecurity is another meaning of this card. And I feel as though your insecurity is what's really stopping you from being the partner that you can be for your lover. If you're in a relationship, if not, obviously, this ain't really this again. General read. This ain't for you. Would like a personal read? Email in the description box below. Let's schedule that. But as far as just And going within, as I was saying before, that's the most important thing that you should be doing right now to fix your love life. Um, Instead of reacting in this way of, my partner made it known to me that they have a problem with me, and they have an issue with me, and instead of me looking at it from a mature lens and saying, okay, how can, let me sit, let me listen, because the temperance, this is someone who is, someone who is willing to just, you see how she just sitting down and being very patient, being very nurturing, like a big nurturing vibe, in the sense of, I'm giving you the space to pretty much get your thoughts off, to express yourself, right? But showed up like this, showed up in reverse. So you're not necessarily giving your partner the space for them to express themselves. And I believe your insecurity plays a part into why that is the reason. Now, I kept bringing up the lovers in this situation. Again, you do start off with the Ace of Cups. This is new love, but a new love for something outside of, a partner, right? So that's in the midst during this, like in the background of all this, where it's like, this is something you should look forward to. But as I was saying in other people's readings as well, uh, materialism is not something that, we shouldn't, we can make more money, we can get more things, but it's not going to make our situations happy. It's not going to make us happier, So, sure, things might be going right for you with this new venture and all that stuff, and you have a newfound love for it, and that's great. But is it really giving you the love, um, that, you know, is it really something that is bringing in the happiness, essentially? Willing to say no. Now I got to cover up this card, but again, like I said, it is the lovers in reverse. Um, so the complete opposite of like a compassionate, loving, romantic relationship. This is someone who is being one-sided, someone who, this is relationship blunders in general. And you really, Capricorn, at this moment in time, your last two cards, they give hope. But at this moment in time, you really just need to get out of your own head, get out of your insecure mindset. Simply because your partner let it be known, hey, I got a problem with you. And it probably is because you're not doing as much as they would want you to. Doesn't make you a horrible person. It doesn't mean you got to be on super defense mode now. And now you're just lashing out, because this is the energy. These three cards here. I'm going to try to hide these naked bodies behind one of the cards. Still, ugh, I tried. These three cards essentially are cards of like lashing out energy. You're not thinking straight. You're like, oh my God, more so the temperance in reverse and the lovers in reverse is the energy of, you're not thinking straight because you heard somebody, and I've been there, where someone says something, especially a romantic partner says something that you don't want to hear. Like they tell you the truth about yourself that you don't want to hear. And instead of, again, going within and giving them the space, at least giving them the space to say, to express themselves, you take offense to it. You take offense and then you act out. All right. Next, you have the Hierophant, and you're probably going to do what I've done in the past when partners try to make it, or not try to make it seem, or mention anything about me not pulling my weight, or mention a problem they had with me in the past. I pulled the, you're trying to change me. You're just trying to change me. That's all. You don't like the way I am. You don't accept me for me. Gaslighting BS. Yes. Should we all have a moral code? Should we all have a way of doing things? Do we all have a way of doing things and like who we are in general? Yes. Does that mean that these stubborn ways of ours that make us who we are, is it right for a partner or anybody for that matter to try to force us to change these things? No, if that's who we are at our core, you know. Um, but there's a difference, huge difference between someone who is staying, and this is the one, probably the first time ever, I'm honestly going to say in the readings I've done at least, where I'm going to say you don't want to see the Hierophant in this upright position. In the situation you're in right now, that you find yourself in right now, Capricorn, I would say what would be beneficial for the relationship is if you were to move in this type of energy where you are still holding on to this parts of you that you're like, I'm not willing to change these things about me, but I am willing to be open-minded about certain things. This is not that though. This is, I'm not being open-minded. You just hate me for me, and you need to stop trying to change me. It does get better though, because we have as your last card the Strength card. So this is, compassion, courage. This is also assertiveness as well. But I think this is you conjuring the strength to go within to get out of that insecurity, to be honest with you. I really think that this is you finally getting what your partner is saying in regards to this problem that they have for you. All in the background, like I said, whatever you got going on for your job or whatever, this is what's going well in your life. But there's really not much else to say about this, because I feel as though you probably felt that because things are going well in this sector of your life, it's going well in all every aspect of your life, because you have a new love, and whatever you're doing, your love life in general is going well. And then you're hit with your partner like, nah, love, like things aren't going as well. Again, this is the Lover's card in reverse, covering it because naked bodies. But you got hit with your lover saying, nah, actually things aren't perfect. They're not as perfect as you might think they are. Just because you got this new thing that's going well, and I'm glad it's going well for you. I'm not going to be a hating ass partner and be like, nah, fuck you and your little joys. But not everything is perfect over here. I actually have a problem here. And it just seemed as though for a very long time, the way you've reacted with, again, the Temperance, with the Lover's card in reverse that I got to hide. I'm going to do it. Yeah, this works. So I'm going to do it like that. And then with the Hierophant, right? It just seems as though it takes you a while. It takes you a while to understand that you should actually view what your partner is saying in a more intelligent light and go within and actually listen to them. At the very least, listen to what their issue is. It takes a while, but you get there with the Strength card in its upright position. That's what I have for you, Capricorn. All right, getting down to two more cards, two more signs left. People popping in and out. That is all right with me. Thanks for those who've been watching, commenting, subscribing as well. We are now on to the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius. Yep, Aquarius. Second to last zodiac sign. We did the all signs reading for those who might be tuning in later on or might pop in. We're doing an all signs reading every 12 subscribers. I do all 12 or more subscribers. I do all signs reading. I go in the order of the vernal equinox. So we start with Aries, then Taurus, then Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. We just did Capricorn. The next on the list is Aquarius. So before I continue, if you have Aquarius in your chart, sun, moon, or high rising like me, this is for you. You can watch for your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign, whatever you feel more compelled to do so. That is for you to decide. Sun, moon, or rising, or cross watch. If you want to check out the other signs, if I already haven't read for your sun sign or whatever, I will have the cards in it. Well, not cards, timestamps in the pinned comment. I'll try to get that out before the end of the night. Please be patient with me. By the time I end this live, I do have to head out, so I won't instantly have those timestamps up there. I personally won't, but if someone watching this afterwards, or if you pop in and you want to include the timestamps, please do so. I would greatly appreciate that. I'll also have that be the pinned comment if you end up doing that before me. Okay. Now, Aquarius, we start off with the Ace of Swords. So, breakthroughs and new ideas coming. We love to see that. I love to see that, especially for my risers, my high risers, what I call my Aquarius folks out there. This is what I love to see. Someone moving in a clear-minded, out there, moving logically, if you ask me. So moving with a clear mind is so always someone moving with logic. And this is a good thing to see because it brings in some breakthroughs, much needed breakthroughs in your life. Now, you might struggle with patience a bit when it comes to building this thing up, but I'm here to tell you right now, it doesn't seem like what you're doing is a waste of time. You might think, maybe it's a waste of time. I'm not, I'm neglecting goals. I'm this, that, like being in that mindset is actually what's going to deter the good from happening here. Not necessarily you being patient with your progress. Because you have the Ace of Wands nets, this is you coming up with whatever you're trying to create and taking the initiative to go forward with it. And it just very much seems as though that I'll pull one more card just in case. Okay, see, like yeah, the impatience is not going to do you any better, Aquarius. New opportunities will come. You get up off your butt, your fine ass. You get up, you do the work. Opportunities come in, you will get your wishes fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, honestly, this has been going on what 2 hours now. I'm feeling it. So it's like I want to end off your reading right here. Get on to Pisces. If you would like a more in-depth, deeper reading, Aquarius, shoot me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. This is for any sign, really. If you want a personal read, you can find my email in the description box of this video and every video as well. Shoot me an email expressing that. I have 2 packages. We'll go over the packages, the pricing, all that stuff. If you are just tuning in, I just wrapped up the reading for the sign of Aquarius. We are on the last sign now, Pisces. We've been at this thing for 2 hours now, apparently, from what I've seen. Um, this is an all signs reading. I did every sign except for Pisces, which is what I'm doing right now, essentially. Which means if you're not a Pisces sun, moon, or rising, and you want to check out those other signs, please watch the playback right after I finish this live. Um, be patient with me a bit. As soon as I finish this live, I'm gonna have to head out, so I won't have the time to do the timestamps myself. But if someone is kind enough to do the timestamps for me, that would be great. But also, once I get the time later on today, the timestamps will pretty much be up before the end of the day. I guarantee it. If someone else doesn't do it for me, I will do it. So just don't fret. It just won't be an immediate thing. Boom. There go your 3 cards. Thank you, universe, for taking it easy on me. And that's how I do this. I definitely want to do it live because I love, the interactions with people and stuff. And live streaming is fun. But I'm definitely going to make sure I have some green tea, or, I don't drink coffee, but some green tea is something that's going to keep me up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But we here, and we're doing Pisces, the last sign. Your first card is the King of Swords, Discipline. I love this card. One of my favorite cards in the whole tarot deck. Discipline, This is a great thing to have. This is what every sign should strive for. Now, granted, your other 2 cards, and I might pull another card for you, if not 2 other cards for you. But your other 2 cards are kind of worrisome. One in particular, it seemed like a lot of signs had it, this card. A few, I'm just going to pick it up now. The Empress in reverse. I won't say every sign had this, but I want to say at least 4 signs out of the 12 I've read for today had this sign in this position, or had this card in this position. I'm not going to, go over it now. I just wanted to show it. What I'm going to go over now is the 2 of Wands. Someone who is overly cautious, someone who is very short-sighted as well, and someone who fears the unknown. And when you see that before the Temperance in reverse, I still kind of want to pull another card just to see how this all fits. But this is the card of insecurity, someone who is dependent on others as well to make a way for them. So it just seems like the universe wants you to know, Pisces, that first of all, it's never wrong to be in the mode of discipline. But your stagnation is happening because you're not making moves. You're too short-sighted, and part of you not making moves is you being super overly cautious. But that's not going to get you anywhere. I'm going to pull one more card for you. Bam. This showed up for a couple folk as well, but reverse, not as much as the Empress, though. But this is exploration. This is extroversion. Case in point, the universe is saying put yourself out there to make moves, Pisces. You need to put yourself out there. You need to be well disciplined, of course. Don't put yourself out. When I say extroversion, It just means to put yourself out there. Don't be one of those people that's going to be around people and start doing things that they do and being of the crowd and all this other shit. You still have to be yourself, be disciplined, practice your ways. Follow your integrity. This is also the card of integrity. Follow your integrity as well. But this whole idea of nothing is happening for me, well, it's because you're not putting yourself out there. You know, you're not going to get the most views. You're not going to get the most likes. You're not going to get the whatevers, right? When you first put yourself out there, that happens for a lucky few. For the rest of us, if we want to advance in our life in any in any aspect, it comes with putting yourself out there and loving what you do and loving yourself, having some enthusiasm. It also comes with you standing in your integrity. Yeah, he's sitting, but he's sitting, standing in his integrity. It comes with that. You have to move in that type of energy in order for things to move forward in your life, you know? So that is what the universe has to say to you, Pisces. And that is all 12 signs. Ooh, this was a doozy. It wasn't a doozy, but it was fun. I enjoyed doing this. Thanks to those who dropped in, dropped out, hit likes, subscribe. Thanks to those who comment once again, to Jess and Milky for commenting your kind, wonderful, beautiful words of support. And thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Whoever you are, if you catch the live, you tuned in and out, thanks for tuning in and out. Or if you're just watching the playback, or if you're watching just for your sign, you're not seeing this, but I'm still sending that energy of thankful energy to you. I love seeing that what I'm doing here, people are resonating with it and they're enjoying it, and I'm helping people out. And that's the most beautiful thing about this, is being able to help folks out. So yeah, that's what I have for you. I will start doing back I didn't stop doing it, but I will do general reads like I do every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the next time you do see me is on Friday. I am going to stop the daily cards for a bit, or at least I don't know if I'm going to go back for it, just for those who have been watching, because I don't think that the whole one card message, I don't think it does me justice as a reader. I can't do one card of a day, me personally speaking. I gotta have a full, like I say, at least 3 cards to give a proper message for the day or time period. That's why I stopped doing the 1 cards a day. It just didn't feel right for me. But this does feel right. So the next time you will see me is Friday, and I'll read for signs those days and stuff. Whatever signs get chose by the generator. Thank you for watching once again, and trusting me for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Until next time, until next video, you see me when you see me. Peace out.